We all pray silence for the best man, Alan.
Right, before I get into my speech, I have asked us to do a small favour, which is to read us a card here from someone who couldn't be here today. Now, I'm afraid that I won't be reading all your cards, so get used to it. This says to Scott and Dixie, congratulations on your very special day. Hope your day is wonderful. Wishing you many happy years together. So sorry not to be there. With fondant love, John and Jennifer.
Oh, that's lovely. Thank you.
Fondant love.
Yeah. Oh.
And now to my bit. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the party. I hope you're feeling merry, happy and hearty. Some of you may know me as Scott's friend who drives the hearse, but this is my speech and this one's in verse. Now, Scott and I met almost 16 years ago when our coolness was at an all-time low. Back then we were the only one with bags that had lids. It's how we got the name, the Briefcase Kids. From there our friendship grew and grew, including when Scott set fire to the school loo. The only trouble we had was one day at 14 when Scott decided to make a scene. In geography I was unwise and opened my gob. I sung him the funeral march for Bob. Now Scott didn't like this as his bird had just died, and what he did next made me want to hide. For quick as a flash he jumped across the table with a look in his eye that was quite unstable. He pinned me between the mountains and fjords and made me ask forgiveness from him and the Lord. Now time went on and Scott and I grew up, even though we were still little pups. And as we grew, I saw the man keep his cool, except for one time when I acted the fool. Scott let me drive his brand new car, just up his drive, which wasn't that far.
Oh my
I mean,
God.
over that distance, what could go wrong? Scott was at the side of me all along. Now, what I didn't realise was his car had a clutch, and I crashed into his mum's with just a little touch.
I said she never knew.
As I drove off, the damage became apparent that Scott would be murdered by at least one parent. So while Scott was banging his head on the fence, knocking out every last bit of sense, I grabbed a screwdriver, a rag and a spanner, and very quickly and quietly, and in a good manner, I left both the cars in a really good state. But Janet, don't look so closely at your number plates. Soon after that, Scott's love life began, and to everyone's shock, it was with a woman. Well, Scott and Dixie got fixed on a date, a meeting some would consider fate. Neither of them knew who the other would be, and if I were Dixie on first sight I would flee. We always said a good woman would be hard to find, but this is not what we meant when we said your date should be blind. Now eventually Scott and Dixie went their separate ways. Dixie got a job and Scott learnt about x-rays. However, as I watched I saw half the man he was before. I don't think he ever found what he was looking for. Until one day he was invited to tea with the maiden, a beautiful young woman named Adrian. Him and Dixie messed once again, and Dixie quickly attached her ball and chain. Sorry, I mean they fell deeply in love, with love hearts and kisses and little white gloves. The rest, as they say, is all history, and what's yet to come is all a mystery. But today you've come to witness Dixie and Scott and be with them as they tie the knot. Scott, as you've heard, is a really nice fellow, funny and wise, laid back and mellow. Only those close to him can make him mad, and they're the only ones to see him sad. To his friends he is loyal to no end, but for me he is far more than a friend. For Dixie, be on him, always be a pain, but much more than that, enjoy being a swain. Before the end, a quick word about the chief bridesmaid. I can't say too much because of my wife, I'm afraid. Today we can say in pink she looks beautiful, so elegant and stylish and wonderful. They say that these weddings have some effect, so maybe it will be her wedding next. Now, before we started, Dixie told me to keep this speech clean. Otherwise, she may have to remove my spleen. I'm sure you'll agree I've been as good as nice weather, so please raise your glasses for their new life together. We wish Scott and Dixie the best of luck, and we hope that tonight they have a really good fun time.